I'm coming to you today because there's been all these women who have been asking for a way to work with me virtually. And so whether that's because you're in New York, you take class, but it's just like you feel so juicy and you want like, so much more of it during the month, and you don't want to wait 3 or 4 weeks to do it again. Or you've taken class with me at some point, but it was in Hawaii or Portland or Beirut, and we're not in the same place now. Or you've never taken class, but you really want to know what all this fuss is about, all this embodiment, sensuality stuff, right? So finally, I have created a beautiful, beautiful platform in which to bring in some really, really juicy women who are ready to go on their embodiment journey. Like this is just, it's like the year where you feel really pulled. You feel pulled to bypass all the craziness going on up here and just go straight to where it counts, which is your senses. I mean, how you want to feel. It's not about a heady list of goals. It's about connecting to your body and simulating that feeling. And the more you simulate it, the more your body's like, oh, that's accessible at all times. Let me just go there. Really not rocket science. So let me tell you a little bit about this program in case you're feeling like, ooh, this is just very exciting. So I want to bring together an intimate group of lovely ladies, and we are going to explore together in a virtual circle, a virtual embodiment circle. We're going to explore together all of our different chakras, the whole chakra system. Now, you do not have to have ever done any chakra work, know what chakras even are, or you may have done a lot of it and you just want to deepen in it. Either way is perfectly fine, but I'm looking for women who are ready to partake in a tight circle of women who are both wanting to be witnessed and heard, and also are ready to witness and to hear other women's journeys. And what we're ultimately going to do is, call by call, go through each chakra, and I will invite you into different moving meditations, different feminine rituals that you can create in your life throughout your day that will help clear up these different areas of your body. And so as we go through this exploratory journey together as a group, you will be able to realize what it is that's really blocking you, where exactly in your body it is, what parts of your body you feel disconnected from, and as a result, what certain energies and emotions are you less connected to, and what would that connection do for you? Because ultimately, I believe that as women, we derive our power from being connected to our full range, whether it's calling up our anger in such a way that we're really able to just cut through whatever we need to cut through, whether it's being okay and giving permission to our sadness and our longing, our desires, whether it's like just giving. A lot of women, myself included, have a really hard time giving themselves permission to really like bliss out and just be silly and childlike. We've gotten so used to, I know as an oldest child, for me, it was like, you have to be responsible and like get your shit together. Like this was my dad's mantra over and over again. Like, you are the one holding it all together, hold it together. And that gets recreated, when you have a family that you're looking after. You got to be the one to hold it together. And so it becomes a lot harder for our muscles and our cells to go, actually, we're just going to be silly, right? Because your head's like, yeah, let's hold it together. So I want this program to be a place where you feel held and safe to explore all these areas you don't usually explore. I wanted to feel intimate the same way that an embodied class does. And I really want to give you a chance to have all the tools that you need as you go into the rest of the year, as you go into the next year and the year after, so that on your own, you build the muscle, your sensuality muscle, where you're like, oh, I feel tight in my third chakra today. Oh, this is an exercise that we did. This is a movement, a stretch that really helps, bring in all that blood flow, all that general openness back into that area. and how much that it can affect the rest of your day when you're not walking around with a knot in your stomach, feeling crappy, right? And feeling constricted and feeling tight and feeling like there's just something that's not being addressed that's like right here. So if this is something that feels like really like there's a pull for you here, then there's a couple of things you can do. If it's like definitely a hell yeah, you're like, I'm on it, I want it, this sounds like exactly what I've been waiting for, then great. All you need to do is put down a $150 deposit to grab your spot. Like I said, it's going to be a very intimate group of women, so there aren't going to be that many spots available. The investment for the program is also pretty low cost. So we're looking, it's $150 a month, and we're going to be going for 4 months. Our calls will be every other week, and we will definitely have a virtual circle online where we can communicate and stay connected as a web of women together for the whole 4 months. So $150 a month, all you're doing is putting down $150 as a deposit to grab your spot. And if you still have questions, if there's stuff that's coming up and you're like, oh, I'm scared, but I'm sort of intrigued, right? All of this cool stuff I've ever gotten into that's actually had like huge shifts in my life have been the things that I'm like, oh, I don't know about this stuff. And then I go do it because my soul is just called to do it. And I always look back and laugh because I'm like, of course this is what happened. So if that's you, I want you. If you're feeling that call, I want you in the circle. I want you to really feel that juiciness that we get to feel when we go into class and come out on the other side. So let me think. What else? That is about it. If you have any other questions, what I'd love for you to do is email me at heartembody@gmail.com. I'll put it under as well if you're not sure. So it's heart and embody, like the dance class, all one word, @gmail.com. If you have any other questions about the program, more than happy to answer and walk you through it. And if not, I will see your name in my inbox, and we will talk then with all the details. So lots of love to you all. If one last thing I want to add before I go is if this was really interesting to you and you're not ready, you don't know if this is the next step for you to really show up on a video call virtually with a group of women, but you are intrigued and you haven't checked it out yet, I would check out my Embody Starter Kit, which I made for you. It's at embodydanceclass.com. It's completely free. You just grab it. It's a bunch of videos with movements, these feminine moving meditations that I talk about that you can start to do on your own, privately, without having to connect to anyone if you're feeling shy at this point. And then if that works for you and you're interested, then definitely shoot me an email. To you, have a lovely week, and we'll talk soon.